Beloved soul, let your heart not be distracted by the noise of this world, for what you are about to hear is not simply words upon a screen, nor the rambling of a mortal tongue, but a burden carried across generations and poured into this moment for you. It was written long ago that in the last days many would scoff, many would slumber, many would turn away from the whisper of heaven, and yet there would remain a remnant. Those who still tremble at the voice of the Lord, those who still feel the call of eternity beating within their chest like the tolling of a hidden bell. And you, yes, you, are one of them, for your eyes have found these words, and your ears have been prepared to hear. Do not think this is by chance. Do not imagine that it was mere curiosity that led you here. For the hand of providence moves unseen, guiding the feet of his children as a shepherd guides the wandering lamb, until they are led to a pasture where the truth is laid before them like bread fresh from the oven of heaven. In the beginning of every story that carries the breath of the Spirit, there is a stirring, a trumpet, a sign that causes even the distracted heart to pause. And so I tell you plainly, September has always been a month of trembling. You know it, though you may not yet have given thought to its weight. Remember how, in September, towers of steel and glass fell like idols cast down before the altar of history. Remember the floodwaters that swallowed streets, the flames that devoured forests, the hurricanes that roared with voices louder than thunder. Again and again, the 9th month has opened like a scroll, revealing words written not by men, but by the trembling of creation itself. For creation groans, as it is written, awaiting the redemption of man. Every groan is a reminder, every shudder is a message, every scar upon the calendar testifies, heaven still speaks. And yet men mock. They point to charts, to satellites, to the shifting of winds and the trembling of plates beneath the earth, and they declare, this is nothing but climate, this is nothing but coincidence, this is nothing but the cycle of nature. But I tell you, beloved, nothing is nothing but. For who set the stars in motion? Who told the winds where to blow, and the seas how far to reach? Who stretched out the heavens like a tent and laid the foundations of the earth? And if he who rules them all chooses to use them as his voice, who is man to silence him? Think not that this is the rage of blind elements. Think not that it is chaos without a master. The storm has a voice, and that voice is heaven's. The earthquake has a cry, and that cry is a warning. The fire has a tongue, and that tongue speaks of purification. All nature, though wounded by man's sin, still bows to the authority of the Creator, and when he commands it to roar, it will roar. When he commands it to weep, it will weep. When he commands it to shake the nations, it will shake them until every heart is exposed. Beloved, in this hour the Virgin herself has been permitted to carry a message, not as one who takes the glory for herself, but as the handmaid who always points to the glory of her Son. For as at Cana she once said, "Do whatever he tells you," so now again she whispers to her children, "Prepare, watch, pray. Do not let your lamps go out. Do not fall into the slumber of this world. For the bridegroom approaches, and he will not delay. Yet before he comes with glory, the earth must tremble, the proud must be humbled, and the faithful must be tested." September 19th is not written as a date in ink upon the calendar of men, but as a seal upon the scroll of heaven. And when that seal is broken, 4 nations shall feel its weight, and the ripple shall reach the ends of the earth. I speak these things not to frighten you, but to awaken you. Fear that drives a man into despair is not the fruit of heaven, but trembling that leads to repentance, awe that leads to worship, urgency that leads to prayer. These are holy. Let your trembling be holy. Let your fear be transformed into watchfulness. For it is better to shake now and find shelter than to laugh now and be swept away later. Think of Noah. Did not the people mock him as he built the ark upon dry land? Did they not scoff at the hammering of wood, calling him a fool until the day the skies opened and the fountains of the deep broke forth? And then, when the waters rose, the laughter was silenced. So too it shall be in this day. The hammering sound is heard again, not of wood against wood, but of warnings against deaf ears. And the ark stands open, not of timber, but of faith, of prayer, of the mantle of the mother spread wide for her children. Do not let your heart be hard, beloved, for hardness is the great disease of this generation. Men's hearts grow hard with distraction, with pride, with sin upon sin. They cover their ears because the whisper of heaven is too soft for their noisy souls. But to you I say, incline your ear, silence the clamor within you. Hear the call. It is not with the thunder of Sinai that she comes, but with the gentle voice of a mother pleading for her children. She does not shout, for she knows those who love will recognize even a whisper. And if you recognize it, then know this: you are chosen to hear. Not all will hear, not all will receive. But you, yes, you, have been marked for this hour. Let us then walk together into the depth of this mystery. Let us see September not as the world sees it, but as heaven reveals it. For while the world counts days and months as empty cycles, heaven counts them as signs and seasons. Remember the ancient feasts, the appointed times, when the people gathered not by their own invention, but by the command of the Most High. September has always borne wounds. Look upon the history of your own land: fires in the west, storms in the south, terror in the east. Look upon the nations abroad: quakes in the islands, floods in the plains, tempests in the seas. All these are not random marks, but patterns forming a tapestry. And upon that tapestry is now written in fiery letters, the 19th day. A trumpet, a warning, a seal broken. Beloved, I recall a night when the storm howled against my window. The trees bent low, as though bowing to a dreadful king. The lights went out. Fear pressed heavy upon my chest. Yet in that darkness I called upon her, the mother who never abandons. And a stillness came, wrapping the house like a mantle. That moment became a testimony engraved upon my soul. Protection is not a concept but a presence, not an idea but a living shelter. And now I tell you, the same mantle is offered to all who will believe. The same shelter is extended to you. Do not despise it. Do not shrug it off as superstition. For when the earth shakes and the waters rise and the winds tear, what will remain of man's confidence? His riches will scatter, his walls will fall, his pride will crumble. Only faith will stand, only prayer will shine like a lamp in the night. And so this introduction is not merely a prelude, but a call to attention. For if you walk away now, you will miss the fullness of the revelation. But if you remain, if you incline your ear, if you let the seed fall into your heart, then you will not only hear of coming trials, but you will learn how to endure them. You will not only hear of shaking, but of shelter. not only of storms, but of the hidden grace within them. For God is not a destroyer of his children. He shakes in order to awaken, he wounds in order to heal, he humbles in order to lift up. And this September he speaks once more. Therefore, beloved, stay. Do not turn away. Do not dismiss this as another tale upon the endless stream of voices clamoring for your attention. This is different. This is holy. This is for you. The trumpet has sounded. The mantle is spread. The door of the ark stands open. And in the next words you will hear, the vision will unfold, the nations will be named, the signs will be revealed. Let your heart tremble, not with fear alone, but with readiness. For the time is at hand, and heaven waits for your answer. Beloved child of light, incline your ear once more. For what flows now is not only warning, but healing, not only trembling, but the pouring out of high energy, radiant and pure, to lift weary hearts into strength. For as the dawn breaks after the longest night, so too the word of heaven comes after shadows, carrying warmth like the first rays of the sun that kiss the face of the earth. Let your spirit drink of it. For these words are not given to crush you under the weight of fear, but to awaken the deeper current of hope, peace, and divine energy that pulses through the veins of creation. Every syllable is meant to bring restoration to broken places, to soothe hearts scarred by storms, and to remind you, you are not forgotten, you are not abandoned, you are not cast adrift. The hand of the Almighty still holds you, and the mantle of the Mother still covers you. Now, beloved, let us turn our eyes to the vision that unfolded, for the Virgin spoke not only in whispers of comfort, but in proclamations clear as trumpets. 4 nations were marked upon the heavenly map, 4 pillars trembling under the breath of the storm, 4 witnesses of the hour that is upon us. The United States, Canada, the United Kingdom, and the Philippines, each different, yet bound together by one destiny, one shaking, one call to return. These nations are not singled out for destruction, but for awakening. They are chosen not for rejection, but for mercy. For when heaven calls a people by name, it is not to annihilate them, but to draw them back into the current of grace. Look first to America. O land vast and mighty, draped in banners of red, white, and blue. You were birthed in struggle, nourished in hope, and crowned in prosperity. Yet pride has crept into your heart, and division has cut through your soul. Storms rise along your coasts, not only of wind and rain, but of unrest, of anger, of a people turned against itself. Do you not remember your southern shores drowned by Katrina, your eastern states humbled by Sandy, your plains shaken by tempests unknown? These were not accidents alone, but echoes, preludes, warnings. And again the prophecy speaks. A hurricane strange in its course, beyond human prediction, will descend. Not to annihilate, but to remind. Foundations built on pride will not stand. Yet, in that same storm, those who anchor themselves in prayer will find shelter, a strange calm, a healing stillness amid the fury. For the Lord does not delight in terror, but in restoration. He wounds the pride, but heals the humble. Now look northward to Canada, clothed in forests and rivers vast as oceans. You are known for peace, for gentleness, for quiet strength. Yet even your calm shall be broken, for fire will leap through forests where flames have never danced, and the ground itself will split as though weary of bearing the weight of ingratitude. Recall the fires that blackened your skies, the summer when ash rained down upon cities and the air became heavy with smoke. Recall the trembling earth, silent for centuries, suddenly quaking with a voice of authority. These were not empty signs. Yet they were whispers before the trumpet. And yet, beloved Canada, do not fear, for even in the fire there is healing. The flame that devours is also the flame that purifies. As the forest is burned, so new life springs forth, and so shall it be with your people. Those who cling to prayer, who cover their homes with faith, shall see not ruin but renewal, not despair but energy rising like the green shoot from ashes. For heaven's fire does not only consume, it ignites a brighter flame within the soul. Now we cross the ocean to the Isles of the United Kingdom. Once mighty empire, ruler of seas, proud of your heritage, shaken in your economy, divided within your borders. Hear this. Floods shall sweep across your plains, storms shall pound your coasts, and the ship of your commerce shall reel like a vessel caught in angry waves. Do you not remember the rivers overflowing, the cities drowned, the images of streets turned to torrents? These are not forgotten. And again the warning comes. What you trust in will falter. Markets will tremble. Confidence will fail. Yet in this shaking there is mercy. For when the coins fall from trembling hands, the soul may finally reach for what is eternal. And those who lift their eyes from sinking treasures to the heavens above will find a peace the world cannot steal. There is a healing that wealth cannot buy, a freedom no market can grant. In the waters that flood, a cleansing will come, and the faithful will shine with quiet energy, like lighthouses upon stormy shores. And then to the far isles of the Philippines, beloved archipelago of storms and song. You know the fury of the cyclone. You have seen the winds tear roofs from homes, the waters swallow villages, the earth shake beneath trembling feet. Haiyan, the storm of storms, is still a scar upon your memory, a name whispered with tears. Yet even greater tempests shall come, not to break you, but to test you, to forge you like gold in the furnace. For in the storm your faith shall be revealed. The Virgin calls you, children of the East, to cling not to fragile shelters of wood and stone, but to the mantle stretched above you. Your songs, sung in the night as waters rise, shall be hymns heard in heaven. And when the tempest fades, the world will look and say, here is a people who endured. Here is a people of radiant energy, unshaken in spirit, though shaken in body. You shall be a testimony, a healing witness to all nations that faith can stand against the storm. Beloved, do you see the pattern? One nation humbled by pride, another refined by fire, another cleansed by flood, another tested by wind. Water, fire, earth, wind, the four primal forces themselves called forth as messengers. Not blind chaos, but instruments of a symphony composed in heaven. Each element speaks, each trial reveals. And yet above them all, a hidden grace moves, for the purpose is not destruction, but healing. The storms strip away illusions, the fires burn away pride, the quakes reveal the fragility of man's foundation, the floods cleanse what was corrupted. And after the trembling, a strange energy fills the air, not of terror, but of renewal. Communities gather, neighbors embrace, hearts long divided remember their oneness. Out of the shaking rises compassion. Out of the ruins shines hope. Out of the ashes blooms life. Consider, beloved, the pattern of Scripture. Israel wandered in wilderness so they might be humbled and healed. Jonah was cast into the storm so Nineveh might repent. Daniel was thrown into the lion's den so faith might shine brighter than fear. Always the shaking leads to awakening. Always the darkness is pierced by hidden light. And so it shall be in our time. September 19th, the Day of Four Nations, is not the end, but the beginning. It is not a tombstone, but a trumpet. It is the voice of heaven saying, "Return, awaken, stand." And those who heed it will find themselves filled not with dread, but with peace that flows like living water, with energy that no storm can quench, with healing that reaches not only body, but soul. Therefore, beloved, take courage. Do not sit trembling as though abandoned, for the Virgin has promised, and the promise is sure. Those who remain faithful, those who cover their homes in prayer, those who take the rosary in hand, will be sheltered beneath my mantle. Do you not feel it even now, as these words flow over you? A gentle warmth, a calm, a breath that soothes the chaos inside. That is the mantle drawing near. That is the high energy of grace filling your soul like oil fills the lamp. Receive it. Let it wash over you. Let the healing balm mend the fractures of your heart. Let the divine energy lift the weight from your spirit. You are not helpless. You are not defenseless. You are not alone. For heaven has spoken, and heaven's word never returns void. And as you hold this word, speak it aloud, even where you are. Let your lips confess, "I am ready. My house is under the mantle. My heart is sheltered by prayer." For confession is not empty breath, but the release of power, the aligning of your soul with the eternal. Speak it, and feel the shift within you. Speak it, and watch the shadows retreat. Speak it, and know that you are sealed, marked not by fear, but by faith. And when the winds howl, and the fires roar, and the floods rise, and the earth quakes, you will not be shaken as the world is shaken. You will stand, radiant with peace, a testimony of healing and high energy to all who see you. Thus, beloved, the vision unfolds. 4 nations, 4 trials, 1 destiny, yet greater still, 1 grace. This is not the end. This is the opening. This is the beginning of the story. Heaven is writing with fire and water, with earth and wind, with the ink of mercy across the scroll of time. And you are not merely a spectator. You are called into it. You are part of it. Your prayer, your faith, your confession matter. They shape the unseen. They draw the mantle closer. They release the healing power of heaven into your home, your family, your land. Rise into it. Receive it. Let your heart be filled with the radiant energy of trust. And know this, even as the world trembles, you are being lifted higher, nearer, safer into the embrace of God. Beloved soul, the vision continues, and now we are drawn into the mystery of hearts, the great divide between those who mock and those who believe, between the scoffer and the faithful. For in every age, when heaven has spoken, there have risen 2 voices, one that laughs and one that trembles, one that ridicules and one that bows. It was so in the days of Noah, when the ark rose upon dry land, while mockers jeered, saying, "Where is the rain you have spoken of?" It was so in the days of Lot, when fire approached Sodom, and sons-in-law scoffed at the warnings of angels, saying it was but a joke. It was so when prophets cried in the streets of Jerusalem, and were met with stones and derision. And so it is in our time. The voice of warning is dismissed, and the whisper of heaven is drowned beneath the noise of cynicism. Yet the pattern remains. The laughter of mockers lasts but a moment, but the faith of the humble endures forever. Beloved, hear me clearly. The prophecy revealed 4 nations trembling under the weight of storm and fire, flood and quake. But the greater trembling is not in the soil of the earth, but in the soil of human hearts. For when signs appear in heaven and earth, they do not only move mountains, they expose the soul. In the hour of shaking, the mocker is revealed by his laughter, the believer by his prayer. One seeks refuge in denial, the other in faith. One grows louder with scorn, the other quieter with trust. And when the flood comes, when the wind howls, when the ground splits, the laughter will die upon lips, but the prayer will rise like incense before the throne. This is the great divide. This is the line written across eternity. Consider how quickly men turn mocking upon their tongues. When storms rise, they declare, "It is only nature." When visions appear, they say, "It is only imagination." When prophecy is spoken, they sneer, "It is only superstition." But to you I say, beloved, what the world calls only, heaven calls holy. For the world explains away what it fears to face, but the faithful embrace what they cannot fully explain. The mocker builds his house upon sand, dismissing warnings as fables. The believer builds upon rock, taking heed even of whispers. And when the storm descends, the difference is revealed. Do not be among the scoffers, beloved, for laughter in the face of heaven is not joy, but blindness. And blindness in the hour of shaking is death. And yet, beloved, do not let your heart be heavy, for even in the divide there is mercy. Many who scoff today may yet kneel tomorrow. Many who laugh now may weep in repentance when the storm strips away their pride. The hand of heaven is not swift to destroy, but patient to heal, and so we who believe must not hate the mockers, but pray for them. For were we not once blind? Did we not once dismiss the whispers of heaven as noise? And yet grace pursued us, healed us, lifted us into the light. So pray for the scoffer, for the skeptic, for the one who shrugs at prophecy. For when their laughter turns to trembling, they may yet find the mantle stretched wide above them. Mercy is vast, healing is wide, energy flows even to those who mocked, if they will but turn. Beloved, recall the lessons written across history. After the towers fell in America, how many turned once more to prayer, filling sanctuaries with tears and voices? After storms ravaged cities, how many who once scorned faith found themselves whispering prayers in the dark? After fire consumed forests in Canada, after floods swept through towns in the United Kingdom, after typhoons roared across the Philippines, how many hearts long divided suddenly reached out for healing, for help, for hope? Suffering has a way of stripping us bare, of peeling away the illusions until only the core remains. And what is revealed in that core is either pride or prayer. The storm does not create faith or mockery, it reveals it. Yet, in the revealing, Many who mocked are brought low and learn to bend the knee. And heaven rejoices at every bent knee, at every humbled heart, at every soul awakened. This, beloved, is the mercy within the shaking. Do not fear the scoffer's laughter, beloved. For though it sounds loud, it is hollow. Though it echoes across the air, it is empty within. The laughter of faithless lips is like straw consumed in fire. It flares, then vanishes. But the prayer of the faithful is like gold refined in flame. It endures, it shines, it remains. And heaven is not moved by the sound of mockery, but by the sigh of the humble. A single whispered Amen carries more energy in the heavens than 1,000 shouts of ridicule. A single tear of repentance shines brighter before God than the sneers of entire cities. Do not measure worth by the world's volume, beloved. Measure by heaven's gaze. For heaven sees not how loud men laugh, but how deep souls kneel. Now let us look again at the 4 nations. In each there will rise scoffers. In America many will say, "We have weathered storms before, this too shall pass." In Canada they will say, "We are safe, our land is vast, our calm cannot be broken." In the United Kingdom they will say, "Our empire endured centuries, we cannot be shaken by mere floods." In the Philippines they will say, "Storms are our life, nothing new can harm us." Yet in each nation that pride will meet its limit. For the storm that comes is not as before. It is new. It is beyond. It is the tolling of a bell announcing a greater hour. And when it strikes, the scoffer will find his words hollow, his confidence broken. But the believer, though small, will stand radiant, filled with high energy, not of fear, but of peace. His home, sealed with prayer, will shine with healing light amid the darkness. His heart, anchored in faith, will not be tossed as the world is tossed. And many, seeing this, will run to the light, will cling to the faithful, will beg to be included in their shelter. In that moment, the faithful must not close the door, but extend the mantle wider. For mercy is wider than mockery. Healing flows farther than laughter. Energy spreads beyond the boundaries of the faithful, touching even those who once mocked. Beloved, let me tell you a story, a healing testimony carved in my soul. There was a night when I trembled under the roar of winds. The house shook, the windows rattled, the sky flashed with lights unnatural. Fear seized me, and for a moment I mocked in my heart, saying, "Surely this is only nature. Surely this is only chance." But then, when I was left trembling, a gentle voice whispered, "Call upon me." And in desperation I cried, not in polished words, but in broken syllables, "Help me, Mother, cover me." And then, beloved, a stillness descended. The fear melted, replaced by peace. The energy in the room shifted from chaos to calm. My soul, once bound in fear, was lifted in light. And I understood. The mockery in my heart had been burned away by the storm, replaced by faith born of desperation. And in that faith I found healing. From that night I knew the laughter of scoffers is fleeting, but the peace of faith is eternal. And so I tell you, beloved, even if you have mocked before, even if doubt has sat heavy upon your lips, you are not disqualified. Healing awaits you. The mantle is still stretched. The high energy of grace still flows. You can turn now. You can bend your knee now, and heaven will receive you with joy, not with reproach. Do not believe the lie that it is too late. Until the final hour strikes, mercy is open. Until the last trumpet sounds, grace still calls. And the moment you turn, the storm within you will quiet. The winds of fear will cease. The fires of anxiety will cool. The flood of despair will recede. And the ground beneath your soul will stand firm. This is the healing promise for all who believe. Beloved, in the days ahead there will be mocking voices. They will fill the airwaves, the screens, the conversations. They will laugh at prophecy, dismiss the Virgin's call, scorn the rosary, ridicule the faithful. But do not let their laughter wound you. It has no power to steal your peace. Stand firm, stand radiant, stand filled with energy from above. For your faith will outlast their laughter. Your prayer will outshine their mockery. And in the end, when the storm passes, when the fires burn out, when the floods recede, when the earth stills, it will be the faithful who remain, shining like torches in the night, radiating healing to the nations. Therefore, beloved, let your heart choose. Will you laugh or will you kneel? Will you scoff or will you believe? Will you cling to pride or to prayer? The choice is yours, but the hour is near. Choose life. Choose healing. Choose high energy flowing from heaven. And you will not be swept away with the scoffers, but will stand among the faithful, sheltered, radiant, alive. Beloved one, let us walk deeper now into the heart of the mystery, where the mantle of protection stretches wide, and where the faithful are taught not only to survive, but to shine. For when the shaking comes upon nations, when fire and flood, wind and quake rise as mighty heralds, the world will cry out in fear. But heaven has not left us defenseless. The Virgin, the gentle Mother of Light, has spoken clearly. There is a refuge, there is a shield, there is a covering more powerful than walls of stone or towers of steel. It is the mantle of faith, the seal of prayer, the shelter of obedience. And those who take hold of it will find themselves radiant, glowing with high energy that soothes the soul and fills the heart with healing peace. Think not, beloved, that protection is found in vaults of gold, in storehouses of food, in armies or governments. For when the storm comes, gold cannot shield you, armies cannot stand, and governments cannot command the winds. The storm bows only to the Creator. The fire listens only to heaven's voice. The ground trembles not at man's decree, but at God's command. Where then is safety? Safety is not in the hands of men, but in the mantle of the Mother stretched by divine love. Safety is not a place, but a presence. Safety is not walls, but the Word, and so she has given instructions simple, healing, powerful: pray, light, seal, confess. Gather your family, beloved. Call them not with shouts of fear, but with the gentle tone of hope. Let your home become a sanctuary. In silence and reverence, light a blessed candle. Do not despise this act as small, for heaven recognizes its flame. Angels see it and mark your dwelling. The light becomes a beacon in the dark, a signal to heaven that faith abides here. And in the unseen realm, darkness retreats before it. Have you not felt the healing energy of light? When night presses heavy and fear creeps close, even the smallest flame drives away shadows. So too the candle of prayer drives away the storm of despair. And take the rosary in your hand. It is not merely beads strung upon a cord, but a chain of light, a weapon of peace, a rhythm that aligns the soul with eternity. Each prayer is like a step into calm waters, each bead like a spark of high energy, filling the heart with courage. Pray it daily, not as a ritual of fear, but as a fountain of healing. Let its rhythm steady your breath. Let its words soothe your heart. Let its energy draw down grace upon your home. Have you not seen how the faithful, even in the midst of fire and flood, radiate a calm beyond understanding? This is not human strength. It is the mantle. It is the shield. It is the covering promised to all who pray. And declare with your lips, "My house is under the mantle." Speak it not as empty sound, but as covenant. Words spoken in faith release energy into the unseen. They seal, they guard, they mark. Just as the Lamb's blood upon Israel's doors marked them in Egypt, so too does your confession mark your home. Speak it with healing conviction, and the storm will pass by. Speak it with radiant faith, and angels will stand at your threshold. Speak it daily, and let peace settle like dew upon your dwelling. Beloved, do not underestimate small acts, for heaven delights to use the small to confound the great. A widow's oil, a shepherd's sling, a mustard seed of faith, these have toppled giants and moved mountains. So too will your candle, your prayer, your confession, move storms and silence winds. The proud may laugh at such things, but the faithful will see their power. And when the storm rages and the proud fall in despair, the faithful will stand, calm and unshaken, because their foundation was not pride, but prayer. Remember this also: protection is not only for the body, but for the soul. For what does it profit a man if his house stands, but his heart falls? What gain is there if walls endure, but faith is lost? The true mantle shields both flesh and spirit. It guards your peace in the hour of trembling. It fills you with high energy even when the world drains with fear. It breathes healing stillness into your soul, a calm that nothing can steal. And in that calm, beloved, you will shine. Others will see you, and though the winds roar outside, they will feel warmth near you, as though a hidden fire burns within. That is the testimony of the mantle: peace in chaos, light in darkness, healing in fear. And let me remind you of what I saw in vision. Families weeping as whirlpools pulled them under, clinging to walls that collapsed, crying in terror as hope slipped away. Yet in other places, homes glowed with light. The air around them shimmered with unseen strength. Angels stood guard, swords of flame drawn against the night. And those within were calm, even joyful, singing amid the storm. That image, beloved, is not fantasy. It is a promise. It is a reality waiting to be embraced, for the mantle is offered freely to any who will cover their homes in prayer and faith. Do not let the scoffer steal your peace. Do not let the skeptic rob you of healing, for their laughter cannot shield them. Their reason cannot hold back the storm. But your prayer can. Your faith can. And in the day of trembling, their mocking will turn to cries, but your home will stand. Then they will knock at your doors, desperate for shelter. Open wide, beloved. Do not harden your heart as they hardened theirs, for mercy triumphs over mockery. Healing flows even to those who doubted, and your faith, radiant and high with energy, will draw them in. And in your home they too will find light. Beloved, understand this. The mantle is not superstition. It is not charm or talisman. It is the very presence of heaven. It is love poured out, protection embodied, grace tangible. It is a covenant of light, and it is waiting for you. Stretch out your hands, take it, declare it, and you will feel it even now, a warmth upon your spirit, a calm entering your chest, a healing energy flooding your heart. This is the mantle wrapping you. This is heaven's embrace. Receive it. Let it cover you. Let it fill your home until every corner glows with peace. And now, beloved, rise. Take courage. Do not wait until the storm knocks upon your door. Prepare now. Pray now. Declare now. For when the winds howl, it will be too late to light the lamp. When the flood rises, it will be too late to build the ark. The time is now. And heaven's invitation is open. Step into it. Seal your home. Seal your heart. And let healing peace flow like a river through your soul. So when the storm comes, you will not tremble. When the fire blazes, you will not fear. When the ground shakes, you will not fall. When the waters rise, you will not drown. For you will be under the mantle, radiant with high energy, clothed in healing light, protected by love stronger than death. And your testimony will shine in the night, drawing others into safety, bearing witness that God still saves, still shelters, still heals. Beloved, the story nears its close, and yet it is not an ending, but a beginning. For every storm that shakes the earth is also a doorway to new light. Every trembling of nations a summons into healing, every collapse of pride an invitation into strength that does not fade. Do not let your heart be heavy, for though the prophecy spoke of winds and fires, floods and quakes, its heartbeat was never destruction but restoration. Its aim was never terror but mercy. The voice that warned was also the voice that comforted. The hand that shook was also the hand that healed. And you, beloved soul, are called not to despair, but to hope, not to collapse, but to stand, not to hide in fear, but to shine with a light that comforts others in their trembling. Remember what was spoken. September 19th, the day marked by heaven, when 4 nations will be shaken at once. America, land of many voices, humbled by a storm that none could calculate. Canada, refined by fire and trembling earth. The United Kingdom, tested by floods and economic unrest. The Philippines, struck by the fury of a cyclone beyond imagining. These are not punishments, but mirrors, showing humanity its fragility, stripping away its arrogance, teaching it that no system, no empire, no wealth can save. Only faith, only prayer, only love will endure. And in that lesson is hidden a healing deeper than the wounds. For when men see their weakness, they are finally ready to embrace true strength. Beloved, beyond the shaking lies the rising. Beyond the storm lies the stillness. Beyond the fire lies the renewal. Beyond the collapse lies the rebuilding. Do you not see? Even in the darkest nights of history, light has always risen. After the flood, Noah stepped onto new earth, beneath a rainbow. After Israel's exile, songs returned to Zion. After the cross, there was the empty tomb. Always, after death, there is resurrection. And so it shall be now. The shaking is not the finale, it is the prelude. The destruction is not the end, it is the beginning. For in the very ruins, compassion will bloom. In the very ashes, love will spark. In the very silence after thunder, voices of prayer will rise. This is the hidden grace, the secret mercy, the healing woven within calamity. Think of how communities gather after storms. Neighbors once estranged embrace. Families long scattered return. Strangers feed one another, clothe one another, shelter one another. This is no accident. It is heaven's design, that trials strip away what divides and reveal what unites. That is why the Virgin said, "Seal your homes with prayer, and they will shine like torches in the night." For when the faithful endure, their very endurance becomes healing for others. Their calm becomes refuge. Their song becomes strength. Their energy radiates peace into chaos. Beloved, do not think lightly of your part in this. You are not a spectator to prophecy. You are a participant. Your faith matters. Your voice matters. Your prayer is not small, but mighty. For heaven hears even the whisper, and the whisper becomes a wave in eternity. Take this to heart. When you kneel, the earth is steadied. When you pray, storms are calmed. When you believe, angels are released. You may feel weak, but the energy flowing through faith is greater than all winds and waters. You may feel small, but the healing your words carry may save another soul from despair. Never say, "What can I do?" For in faith you do everything. And now, beloved, hear the call of the final hour. The Virgin has promised, "Those who remain faithful will be sheltered under my mantle." That mantle is not myth, but reality, not symbol, but presence. Even now it covers you, wrapping your soul in warmth, filling your heart with healing calm. Do not resist it. Receive it. Let it heal the cracks in your spirit. Let it pour energy into your weary bones. Let it soothe the scars life has carved upon you. This is your inheritance. Peace amid storms, hope amid ruins, light amid darkness. Carry it with you. Share it with others. Be the healing they long for, the lamp they seek in the night. And when the sky itself shows signs, when light appears where no light should be, when nations tremble at wonders no science can explain, remember these words. It is not wrath alone, but mercy. It is heaven crying out, "Return, O children." Do not fear the sign. Welcome it. Lift your eyes, for your redemption draws near. The sign in the heavens will be undeniable, and all will see, and all will know. But the faithful will not tremble, they will rejoice. For what is terror to the world is healing to the soul that waits. What is dread to nations is joy to those who kept their lamps burning. Beloved, the time has come for your confession. Speak it now, even where you sit. I am ready. My home is under the mantle. My soul is sheltered in faith. Speak it, and let heaven mark you. Speak it, and let peace flow. Speak it, and let healing fill the air around you. And when you have spoken, hold it firm. Do not let the noise of scoffers steal it. Do not let the fear of tomorrow shake it. Do not let the pride of men weaken it. Hold fast, and you will stand unshaken though the earth itself trembles. This is the testimony. This is the call. This is the prophecy. September 19th will come, and the nations will shake. But you need not fear, for you are not left alone. You are sheltered, you are healed, you are radiant with energy that no storm can quench. And when others run in panic, you will stand calm. When others despair, you will comfort. When others collapse, you will lift. For you carry within you the presence of the Most High, the mantle of the Mother, the peace that surpasses understanding. And now, beloved, let these final words be carved upon your heart. Storms will pass, fires will fade, floods will recede, quakes will still, but the mercy of God endures forever. Let that mercy be your song. Let that mercy be your healing. Let that mercy be the high energy that fills your days and nights until the dawn breaks eternal. If these words have brought peace to your spirit, if they have poured even a drop of healing into your soul, then I invite you, yes, you, beloved, to walk with us further. Like this message, that others may also feel its light. Subscribe, that you may not miss the next revelation. Comment, declaring your faith, writing, I am ready, so that your voice joins the chorus rising to heaven. For every like is a spark of energy shared, every subscription a bond of unity, every comment a testimony that heaven has not spoken in vain. Together we become a flame the darkness cannot quench, a healing light to the nations. Beloved soul, the time is now. Stand ready, shine brightly, and let the world see through you that even in shaking, God still heals, God still saves, God still reigns.